Right here inside this little cardboard box is the excitement you crave and the challenge you need. Level after level of brain-burning action coming at you from all sides. Faster and faster until your thumbs are numb, your eyes are aching, and your mind is molten. 99 levels of intense non-stop action shatter the calmest of nerves. Breakthrough Opt Challenge. Backgrounds increase the complexity of advancing levels. Don't let your eyes deceive you. Intensifying gameplay demands an expert strategic thinking. In other words, use your head, you sillies. This is Zoop from Hookstone Productions and Viacom New Media, released in 1995. An interesting little puzzle game that was available on a couple of different platforms, notably the arcade and the Genesis and the Super Nintendo, also available on DOS, PlayStation, Game Boy, and Jaguar. Shortly after its release to spark interest, the SNES version was offered as a part of a limited rent one, get one free, but from Blockbuster. There we go. A real-time puzzle, kind of like plotting, where we control a triangle in the center of the screen. I've never heard of plotting. Every second, or more often in advanced levels, a piece comes in from the side and possibly pushes other pieces towards us. Two consecutive pieces will never come from the same quadrant, and we have to kind of grab the piece with our Zooper, and we zoop the pieces by kind of just grouping them together. Does that work for you? There you go. It's an interesting game. It's what would you call it? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a puzzle game for sure. I want to relate it to something else that maybe is more well known than plotting, but I can't think of one. Along with Dracula Unleashed, which I think... No, we didn't look at that one. That's another thing. Oh boy, is that another thing. That's a Sega CD game. This is one of the few original properties released by Viacom New Media. Usually they were just publishing other intellectual properties that they already kind of sort of had some ownership of until they closed. Viacom Media Networks, that is, in 1997. This was supposed to bring them as much attention as Tetris brought Nintendo. This was kind of given the slogan America's largest killer of time. Before it was officially released, it was featured and played during prelim rounds of the Blockbuster World Video Game Championship 2 competition. And along with that were other titles like Donkey Kong Country, Kirby's Avalanche, and NBA Live 95. So you can kind of imagine the stiff competition this was going up against. The Game Gear version has poor audio, even by Game Gear standards, says EGM, but we're divided about it. One of them said it's more like work than anything else and isn't addictive. Two of them said it lacks anything special, but it's addictive and enjoyable for players of all skill levels, and the fourth called it a must-try. Next Gen, reviewing the Super Nintendo version, found it to be too complicated, concluding that it's not bad, but the idea isn't intuitive, and once you get past the learning curve, it lacks the addictive quality this kind of game needs. GamePro's The Axe Grinder said that while the game is fun and has good graphics and music, it lacks the addictive pull that an action puzzler needs to distinguish itself. And I could probably agree with that. Nintendo Power did give this the Best Puzzle Game for 1995 award, which I don't know what other puzzle games came out in 1995 for a Nintendo console, so there probably wasn't a whole lot of competition. It can be fun. It's an interesting idea. Kind of like Clax. I think you either love it or you don't. I don't want to say... saying that, though, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I would rather just play Tetris.